J Talks Radio.
Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Always fun to dig into a new topic.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys know how much you love those aha moments.
And getting to the heart of things quickly.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to do with today's source.
Let's hear it.
It's a podcast episode.
Okay.
Called Taking Responsibility for Your Growth and Mindset.
Okay.
From the J Talk series.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, we're going to break it down.
Awesome.
And see what kind of actionable insights we can uncover for you.
Love it.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Jay makes this point that really grabbed my attention.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
It's this idea that taking ownership of your growth is about so much more than, just checking things off a list.
Oh, I like that already.
Yeah, it's about becoming the person you want to be. And I think there's just so much freedom and power in that.
It's really fascinating how Jay highlights this balance between recognizing the influence of our environment and relationships, while also emphasizing our ability to choose how we respond.
Yeah.
It's not about ignoring the reality of our circumstances, but it's recognizing that we have agency in shaping who we become within those circumstances.
Exactly.
Love it.
And to do that, she dives into this crucial role of self-awareness and mindset.
Okay.
She actually defines mindset as
How does she define that?
as the collection of beliefs and attitudes that shape how we interpret and respond to the world around us.
Okay.
It's kind of like the lens through which we view everything.
Makes sense. I like that.
So
this
brings up an important question for you listening.
What's that?
What does your self-talk sound like right now?
Oh, that is a good question.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it filled with self-doubt and limiting beliefs?
Yeah.
Or is it encouraging you to move forward?
Right.
Jay emphasizes that our mindset is reflected in the way we talk to ourselves about the world. If we want to change our external reality, we need to start by shifting that internal dialogue.
Oh, absolutely.
That actually reminds me of a time when I was training for a marathon.
Oh, wow.
And I was really struggling with the long runs,
I bet.
And I kept telling myself, I can't do this.
Wow, yeah.
I'm not strong enough.
Oh, man.
I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
I was right.
Oh, no.
I ended up getting injured.
Oh, no.
And I had to drop out of the race.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But looking back,
Yeah.
I realized that my self-talk had become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Totally. So powerful.
Yeah. So building on that idea of self-awareness,
Okay.
Jay brings up accountability.
Right.
But she's not talking about the superficial kind.
What is she talking about?
Where you just, you tell someone your goals.
Oh, yeah.
And you hope they'll nag you about it.
Yeah.
Jay's advocating for something much deeper.
Oh, I like it.
She calls it real, honest accountability.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So how does she describe that?
Well, she explains that real accountability means finding ways to track your progress that are meaningful to you, not just checking boxes on a list someone else created.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
And if we connect this back to your desire to avoid feeling overwhelmed, I think this idea of real accountability can be incredibly empowering. When you're truly accountable to yourself, you're more likely to take consistent action.
That makes sense.
Even if it's just small steps.
Totally agree.
Which makes the journey feel much more manageable.
Absolutely.
So it's about staying connected to what truly matters to you.
Right.
And aligning your actions with those values.
I love that.
Okay, so here's where Jay's message really clicked for me.
Okay.
She talks about the inevitability of setbacks on the path to growth.
Yeah.
And how it's our perspective on those setbacks that makes all the difference. So instead of getting caught up in why me, she encourages us to shift our thinking to what can I learn from this?
Love that.
Yeah.
This reframing is so powerful.
Oh, totally.
Because it shifts our focus.
Yeah.
From feeling like a victim of circumstance.
Right.
To recognizing the opportunities for growth. That exist within every challenge.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about it in science history, even in business. We see countless examples of how setbacks led to unexpected breakthroughs.
Totally.
The key is to view those setbacks not as roadblocks, but as detours.
All right.
That can lead to new and exciting destinations.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about remembering that things often happen for us.
Absolutely.
Not tow us.
Couldn't agree more.
Even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment.
Absolutely.
Now, to keep moving forward on this path of growth, Jay emphasizes the importance of habits.
Makes sense.
But she doesn't advocate for some massive overhaul of our routine. Oh, thank goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
She suggests starting small.
Okay.
Really small.
I like that.
Like, what's one tiny action you could take today?
Right now.
That aligns with your goals?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm talking about something so simple.
Yeah.
That you can do it right now.
Okay.
No excuses.
Even those seemingly insignificant actions, when done consistently, can create massive shifts over time.
Oh, I agree.
It's like the principle of compound interest.
Yeah.
Small, regular investments can lead to incredible growth in the long run.
Totally.
So the same applies to habits. One tiny positive action each day can lead to extraordinary results over time.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And speaking of things that can have a huge impact, Jay encourages us to be mindful of our environment.
Right.
You know, she talks about surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up.
Oh, yeah.
And challenge us in positive ways.
Absolutely.
But she goes beyond just the people.
Well, how so? In our lives.
Yeah.
She asks us to consider the more subtle influences in our environment. Like our news sources, social media feeds, even the physical spaces.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We inhabit.
Totally.
It's easy to overlook these subtle influences.
Yeah.
But they can significantly impact our mindset and our overall well-being.
Right.
So it's like, are the things we're consuming and the spaces we're inhabiting feeding our minds with negativity? Or are they inspiring us to grow and evolve?
That is the question. It's like we have this incredible power to curate the world around us, to choose the inputs that shape our thoughts and emotions.
I love that.
Yeah.
And before we move on, I want to touch on something else that Jay mentioned. That I think is so crucial.
What's that?
Self-compassion.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
She makes it very clear that taking responsibility for our growth isn't about beating ourselves up when we make mistakes.
Absolutely.
It's about acknowledging those missteps, learning from them, and moving forward with kindness and understanding.
You know what's often overlooked is that self-compassion isn't about lowering our standards or becoming complacent.
Right.
It's about recognizing that we're all human. We all make mistakes, and that's okay.
Yeah.
In fact, research shows that self-compassion actually increases resilience.
Oh, wow.
Think of it like how athletes need recovery periods to perform at their best.
Yeah.
Constantly pushing yourself without any compassion for your limits is only going to lead to burnout.
It's about finding that balance between striving for excellence and being kind to ourselves along the way.
Absolutely.
Remembering that growth is a journey, not a destination.
Love it.
And it's a journey best traveled with a healthy dose of self-compassion.
Couldn't agree more. And that brings us to one of Jay's final thoughts, which I think is a perfect note to reflect on.
Okay.
She reminds us that taking responsibility for our growth and mindset is a choice we get to make every single day.
Yeah. It's a commitment to showing up for ourselves even when it's hard.
Right.
And to be both our own biggest cheerleader and our own most demanding coach.
You know, I love how Jay frames it as a choice.
Yeah.
Because it really highlights the power we have in shaping our own lives.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not about waiting for someone else to give us permission or to create the perfect conditions for growth.
Right.
It's about deciding that our growth is important and taking those steps, no matter how small, to move in the right direction.
Exactly. And even if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed by all of this, remember Jay's advice.
What's that?
Just start with one small step.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
What's one tiny action you can take today?
That
aligns with the person you want to become?
Oh, that's a good one.
Don't worry about having all the answers or figuring out the entire journey right now. Just focus on that one small step.
Yeah.
And trust that the rest will unfold in time.
Okay, so let's take a moment to recap all the amazing insights that we've uncovered.
Let's do it. In Jay's episode, those key takeaways that you can start applying in your life right now.
Love it.
First, we explored this idea that taking ownership of your growth is about stepping into the driver's seat of your life and becoming the person you truly want to be.
Yeah.
Embracing the freedom and agency to shape your own journey.
Then we dove into the importance of self-awareness and understanding our mindset.
Right.
Jay reminded us that mindset is the collection of beliefs and attitudes that shape how we experience the world.
Yeah.
Taking the time to check in with ourselves.
Right.
To understand our current mental and emotional state and to become aware of those often subconscious thought patterns that are shaping our reality.
Oh, that's huge.
It's crucial. And remember, if you want to change your world, start by changing that internal conversation.
Next, we talked about real accountability.
Okay.
That deeper level of commitment where you hold yourself to the promises you make, even when no one else is watching. It's about finding ways to track your progress that are meaningful to you and aligning your actions with your values.
Right.
This kind of accountability can actually make growth feel more manageable.
Yeah.
Because you're less likely to let things pile up or spin out of control.
We also explored the importance of reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
Remember, things often happen for us, not to us.
Love that.
Instead of asking, why me, when things go wrong, try shifting your perspective to, what can I learn from this?
Yeah.
Every challenge, every obstacle can be a valuable lesson if we're open to seeing it that way.
And of course, we can't forget about the power of habits.
Absolutely.
Those small, consistent actions that over time can lead to remarkable transformations.
Love it.
Start with just one tiny thing you can do today that aligns with your goals, and watch as those small wins build momentum and propel you forward on your journey.
And finally, remember to be mindful of your environment, both the people you surround yourself with and those more subtle influences, like your news sources, social media feeds, and even the physical spaces you inhabit.
Right.
Choose to create an environment that empowers you and reflects the person you aspire to be.
I think this is all incredibly valuable, and I can already see how you can apply these insights in your own life.
Yeah.
But before we wrap things up,
okay,
I want to leave you with one final question to ponder, something to really chew on as you continue your growth journey.
So what's one aspect of your environment? Remember, this could be anything from the people you spend time with to the information you consume that you could shift to better support your growth.
Ooh.
What's one small change you could make that would create a more empowering and inspiring space for you to thrive?
That's such a powerful question to consider.
Yeah.
It really makes you realize that we have more control over our environment than we often give ourselves credit for.
Absolutely.
By making conscious choices about the influences we allow into our lives, we can create a space that genuinely supports our growth and well-being.
Yeah. It's like tending a garden. You wouldn't just scatter seeds and hope for the best, would you?
Right, yeah.
You'd carefully prepare the soil, remove any weeds, and provide the right nutrients to help your plants flourish.
Oh, I love that.
Our environment is much the same.
Yeah.
It requires conscious effort to cultivate the conditions that allow us to blossom.
I love that analogy, and it reminds me of another important point Jay made about the crucial role of self-compassion in this whole growth journey.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
It's about being kind to ourselves, especially when we stumble or fall short of our expectations.
Absolutely. Self-compassion isn't about lowering our standards or becoming complacent.
Right.
It's simply acknowledging that we're all human. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly okay. In fact, research shows that self-compassion actually increases resilience.
Real.
It's like giving ourselves permission to be imperfect, to learn and grow from our experiences without the added burden of self-judgment.
It makes you realize that growth isn't about striving for some unattainable ideal of perfection. It's about embracing the journey with all its twists and turns and celebrating the progress we make along the way.
Exactly. And as we wrap up this deep dive into Jay's insightful podcast episode, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
Taking responsibility for our growth and mindset is an ongoing journey. There's no finish line, no point where we can say, okay, I'm done growing now.
Yeah.
It's a continuous process of learning, evolving, and becoming the best versions of ourselves.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
Totally.
It's not about reaching a destination.
Right.
It's about embracing the journey itself.
I love that.
It's about showing up for ourselves each day, making conscious choices that align with our values and goals, and celebrating those small wins along the way.
Remember, you have the power to shape your own story. You have the power to choose growth, to embrace challenges, and to create a life that is truly fulfilling.
Powerful stuff.
So go out there, take those tiny steps, be kind to yourself, and watch in amazement as you blossom into the incredible person you were always meant to be.
Beautifully said. And to all of you listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found these insights from Jay's podcast valuable and that you're feeling inspired to take ownership of your own growth journey. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining your brilliant light.
Jay Talks Radio.